Okay, time to play some more Canterlot Siege 4. It's been a very long time since I've last picked this game up, since I played the game on hard mode. But I finally found some time to do it now. It's because of all this Splatoon related stuff and me getting a bit addicted to Bayonetta again. I wanted to unlock non-stop Infinite Climax. It took a while, and then I wanted to play a bit more after that, and you know, it just kept going and going and going, and has it really been over a month since I last played this game? Kind of crazy. Anyway, for this playthrough, or this attempt at map 4, it's on normal mode, but I already beaten hard mode, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna play with only rarity. Except that's kind of impossible, because I don't believe it's possible to beat any of the maps. Also, I got the Crystal Heart right at the beginning. I don't believe it's possible to beat any of the maps, unless you're extremely good, with only one tower, one type of tower, like only rarity or only Applejack, something like that. So even though I played with rarity until like wave 40, I wanted to say, I eventually have to resort to also adding up Twilight for the slowdown and Applejack for the defense reduction. Potions can allow you to inflict these effects regardless of what your tower is on the map. But, well, for one, it's been such a long time since I've last played this game that I don't really remember to use my potions. And two, potions, you can only have 3 of them for each type, for each map. So, eventually, there's, you're too limited. Eventually, you're just not going to be... You're not going to be able to be saved by a potion. Not to mention, you can only use one per wave, I believe. So, not to mention, it's a lot more reliable to just have towers out in the open. Unfortunately, because I try to force myself to only use rarity for basically the entire round, I decided, well, not decided, I eventually lose a few lives. Which actually means I have to basically play this again if I want to actually get a red star for it. Point is that after I'm done like uploading this video, I'm probably gonna grind in this game a bit because I really want to have everything unlocked for the map 5 to 8 videos whenever those are gonna be released. Anyway, rarity right now, I'm only using one rarity right now because that rarity has 2 Crystal Heart, and that means her stats are extremely boosted up, and I'm hoping she can get me an Ultra Orb. But unfortunately, it just never happens for the entire match, the entire game that I'm playing here. So even though I got lucky getting the Crystal Heart right at the beginning, I don't get lucky with the orbs. I eventually just have to deal with it and just place my normal uncool orbs upon all my ponies, which will mostly be rarities. In fact, it's only rarity, and later on it's going to be Applejack and Twilight too. There's not going to be any Rainbow Dashes, there's not going to be any Pinkie Pies, and no Flourishies at all. It's kind of I guess it's something that you can do while playing this game. You can, as long as you're using Twilight and Applejack, you can pretty much add another one of any other pony, and you'll probably be able to get all the way to the end. Assuming you play on normal mode anyway. First boss, I kind of remember when I was originally playing this game for the first time, I thought you needed a slowdown to beat this guy, but no, as long as you have all the power-ups, or enough of the power-ups, you can deal just fine with it against him. Anyway, another thing, I said I would only use rarity, but that I wasn't counting support towers and heroes when I was saying that. So after some time just thinking about things and probably reading Maniac's dialogue, I decided it's time to add one more support tower to add range, and eventually I decided it's time to throw in 2 heroes, 2 specific heroes in fact, because there's someone who also the Elkhorn Amulet. There's someone who mentioned that there's a special thing you can do with Luna and Twilight's ability when used in conjunction that makes them both extremely effective. And while testing this out, I kind of agree. I kind of agree that they work well in conjunction. But on the other hand, I think it's probably still more optimal to use them separately. Eventually I'll get to placing the heroes. I wasn't really being very efficient with how fast the footage is accelerating in the beginning because It's been such a long time since I played this game. I just wanted to, when I did the recording here, I just wanted to enjoy reliving this game for the first time again, in a sense. Anyway, placing Twilight here. She's the first hero I placed because she's the one I was thinking of only using initially, but eventually I placed Luna after. Actually, I'm not sure how that's gonna work, because you get gems every time you beat a boss, and 2 for the first one. I don't know if I'll be, like, if my OCD will allow me to just leave them there, not spending them on anything. Because you can only spend 3 gems maximum on a single hero. 1 to place them, 2 to unlock their abilities. Eventually, you're just gonna start, like, accumulating the gems, not being able to use them because you don't want to. Anyway, Luna was placed that way, and I set her attack settings to always hit the last enemy, and she's not locked on to the enemy, so that way she always hits on that diagonal she's standing right next to. It's not that effective, but you know, it is something. So you've managed to defeat Longface. Big deal. I still don't know about these other comic book villains from My Little Pony comic book sub-series, because I haven't really followed the comic books at all for a long time now. Then again, I haven't really followed the show at all. I don't even know if season 5 is over or anything. After the hiatus, which was around after episode 13, I just sort of like decided to go like, you know what, I'm not gonna watch any of the episodes until it's over, until season 5 is over. The problem is, as I haven't checked up on the show for so long now that I don't even know if it's over. Last I checked, episode 24 was out, and I don't know if it was back on a hiatus again or something like that. So I honestly don't know if it's over. I really should check, but there's so many videos I have to do now that I just can never seem to find the time for it. For the past few months, have been extremely busy for me. In fact, just one project after the other. Not to mention work. Alright, so far I've been placing nothing but rarity, but Troubleshoes is the first enemy wave that really made me rethink that. Only placing rarity. Because even with Twilight's awesome magical beam, she just can't alleviate, or she just can't help with the fact that Troubleshoes has a lot of defense. Although, considering how tough Troubleshoes was in my first few attempts, he was one of the toughest waves. I'm surprised I managed to go through it without actually losing any lives. Speaking of older versions, didn't the enemies used to loop over when they would get all the way to the end? I think that's something that's been like removed in the newer versions, because it might have been glitchier. Maybe because I'm so good, I don't never really see any boss go to the end. But still, I thought it was genius that the enemies would do that. If they went all the way to the end of the map, they would actually make you lose a few lives, but then loop over to the other side, giving you another chance to defeat them and get their bits and gem. But I don't think they do that anymore. That's disappointing. We are starting to get very annoying. Why don't we take a break? No, I'm not gonna listen to you, maniac. I've got a castle town place to save. Canterlot. Oh, actually, right back there. Did I use the black hole magical beam combination? I might have. I didn't notice that for some reason. It's very cool, but I just don't think it's that effective. I think using the magical beam is good enough. The way Twilight is positioned right now, magical beam is almost optimal. I'd say if she was in the space that Rarity is below her. I'd say if the Twilight was on the space Rarity is, the Rarity below her is, her magical beam attack would actually be at its optimal power. I actually could have placed Twilight in that rarity below her if I had actually thought about it, but that rarity also happens to be the one with the Crystal Heart upgrade, so I didn't feel like moving her. I can move her while using Twilight's teleport ability, by the way, which I do unlock. Speaking of Twilight's teleport, I actually find it to be more useful than I anticipated against certain waves, like the Manticore wave. There's not very many Manticores, and they have lots of HP, so teleporting one all the way back to the beginning helps a bit, I feel. It helps your towers focus on the other ones while the one that you teleported at the beginning is trying to catch up. Oh, this wave. Does one of the ponies go all the way to the end? Yep. Okay, this is the first wave where I realized I need to place a bigger variety of towers if I want to start surviving. Specifically Twilight's and Applejack. So that's my first life lost. And it prevents me from getting that red star that you would normally get at the end of finishing a level. Perfectly, that is. Also, high heal. She may be a bit nervous, but I got a bit lucky stunning her with the Crystal Heart, or no, the Alicorn Amulet rarity. Maniac, she's basically telling her henchmen the same stuff I would say to my teammates when I'm in a ranked Splatoon battle. Someone actually suggested to me that, not suggested, but someone implied that I actually have a Road to S rank 7 ready, the 7th episode. That's not true, because it's from the Senpai Please Notice Me video of Splatoon. I had ranked footage, sort of kind of on that. That was not actually no, that wasn't ranked footage. That was a private battle. But I pretended it was ranked footage just because I wanted to have that kind of clip in that compilation. I am seriously thinking of playing ranked again, though. No worries. Although, if I do play ranked again, I might squad up first. It won't actually make me lose or gain points if I do that, because I'm in S rank already. But squatting up would actually allow me to show more ranked footage, so all of those modes. And it would probably warm me up and help me develop strategies in order to how to handle enemies before I actually start putting my points on the line again. I've started to realize actually that the S rank in Splatoon is not that great of an achievement, because you can just have you can have expert friends help you go all the way up there, carry you there. In fact, I've shown that I didn't need to do that, but apparently Zach Scott, that guy that I implied that I thought he was a big shot, even though I never really thought that. I was just like being excited that it would be a matchup against two popular YouTubers. Anyway, apparently he actually needed his friends to get him to get himself to S rank. Apparently, that's what he did. That's what I've been told he did. He's also not good at all, and he uses the rollers and stuff like that. I don't really mind all that stuff. I don't mind if you're not that great at Splatoon, assuming you're not pissing me off while playing as one of my teammates, but I don't really mind if you're not good at a game, just as long as you're not overly stubborn about it. Which I've been told he is, but I've never really watched his videos, and from what I did watch, it was just for 1 minute checking for his name, he seemed pretty decent at the beginning of the video. It's just that I've been told that he apparently whines when he loses. But even I do that. I mean, look at my road to S rank videos. I get really angry when my teammates just don't play all that well. Although looking back on video 6, I just kind of got really unlucky, didn't I? All of my teammates on that, I got really unlucky. Also, Luna's Star Shower. It was actually kind of cool as an ability. Ooh, the Parasprites. The magical beam on the Parasprites, just amazing. I love it. I just wish the magical beam could last for the entirety of the wave, but no, not quite. I feel the Parasprites exist solely to screw up if you only place a bunch of Fluttershy's, for the most part. Rainbow Dash, though, she would take care of them easily. Oh, Azrihotel, or whatever his name is. He's probably one of the major enemies that you want to use teleport against if you're going to use it at all. Also, this has to be the ultimate attack. Luna's black hole plus her star shower at the same time, combined with Twilight's magical beam, dealt lots of damage against the foes, but it wasn't that effective because they have so much HP. Oh, Spot! He actually gave me lots of trouble. I think he's probably one of the tougher waves, surprisingly enough, because lots of HP and he moves decently fast. See, he got all the way at the end and one of them managed to squeak by. Kind of unfortunate too. So that's another life lost. And Queen Chrysalis, she greatly concerned me when I originally got to this wave because my except for Black Hole, most of my abilities weren't ready. But fortunately, the rarities were really, really good. And if I had actually not been a dum-dum, I would have remembered that I have potions. In fact, now that I think about it, Luna's ability with potions is also probably excellent. Because there's some of the later potions deals damage over time. And when you combine that with Luna's black hole that places the enemies all in one spot, that's gotta be insane. Although Celesta's ability to reverse the trajectory of some enemies can also be used in conjunction with the potions and probably even Twilight's magical beam, it's just not as accurate in a sense compared to Luna's ability, the black hole ability. Okay, here I decide I should implement another hero because my OCD wouldn't let me just let that gem go to waste. I placed Fosnicorn to the left here. That was a bad choice. She can't attack anything from there. If she was level 3, she probably could, but she is not. So unfortunately, I have to place her all the way above there. And unfortunately, she just can't level up fast enough to really do anything. Although she does do something interesting at the very end against Maniac. Oh, hey, this is another wave that gave me lots of trouble. The flat characters from Sonic Rainboom that we never really saw again, except for like that one flashback. They have lots of HP, and although they move slowly, but there's lots of them and they have lots of HP, so I wasn't, because I'm only using rarities, which are great at single unit damage, but not like when there's many units, they're not great at that, so one of them managed to sneak by. Of course, my Luna and Twilight are there to deal with multiple enemies, but they're not always available to deal damage using their supers. Anyway, sorry if my commentary just isn't that great sometimes. It's just that I usually make these videos late at night or much later than I should. So I feel tired, I feel like I'm not ready. Except for a few videos, I do this without any scripts of any sort. So I just say what comes up to mind, and even though I do look in advance at what the footage is gonna show, I just don't always know what to say, or I just forget what word to use when I get to a certain part of the video. Anyway, Nightmare Rarity is still kind of disappointing as a penultimate boss. But I guess I wouldn't really have it any other way, because the following boss can actually give you a bit of trouble. I used the potion right at the beginning there. Probably wasn't a good idea to use it there, because it's the area of effect damage type of potion. And right there, that's not an area that the enemies spend very much time on. Particularly because they're not even slowed down. Anyway, here, I used Lucky there on Maniac. It dealt 19,665 damage, so that was kind of lucky because the maximum is 25,000 and the minimum is 1 damage. Oh, but actually, one of the better effects I feel was that it stunned Maniac for 2 seconds, I think. I didn't know it did that. If I had known that, I would have used it in my previous video. Anyway, the bonus boss, the humanoid abominations. I decided to spend all my money placing rarities everywhere, but I missed a few spots, unfortunately. It's too bad, too. I still have memories of the Canterlot Siege 2 map 8 video where I placed derpies everywhere. That was great. It was fun to do, fun to look at. One of the biggest achievements I feel of this series is that, well, I suppose it's because the sprites are just meant to be good looking, but I just like how even though you place sprites everywhere, it can still look very good. The aesthetic of this series is very pleasing to the eye. Even though the pony sprites are made by the group that makes pony sprites. Actually, didn't they like stop that group? Or no, actually no, I'm thinking of the person who made the, what was it? The template flash files, that person? Not to mention the one that did the template sound files of all the things the ponies would say in the show. He completely disappeared off the face of the earth, didn't he? I can't remember his name. Whatever the case. The show definitely feels like it's on its way out now. Like, I guess I'm not in a position to say that because I haven't really been following the show for a good amount of time now since the hiatus, but it feels like this will be a good stopping point for the show, Season 5. Assuming it doesn't end on, like, any sort of, you know, cliffhanger. But if Hasbro wants more money, they'll probably have the show keep going on over and over until it doesn't make them any money anymore. Which might take a long time. Anyway, support range badge adds 3% to the range of the support towers. I thought the range badge already did that. But I guess this might be like a badge that stacks over it. Maybe. I guess that's okay. It's a bit disappointing for fourth reward. Also, I get a new artifact unlocked this time. The hand, which apparently cuts enemies' HP in half every, like with a 10% chance to do that. However, it apparently makes the tower attack normally, whatever that means. I think it means the tower loses its like effect, maybe. I guess I'll have to test it out. Not to mention I have hopes to grind out all the other artifacts, and not to mention all the other potions too. Anyway, that was Canterlot Siege 4, Map 4. I just wanted to play this casually, just unlocked the last badge. Next time, Map 5, 6, 7, and 8. With one video each. Not sure what kind of gimmicks I'll be using when I'm playing them, but there's always insane mode. Not to mention the insane mode of version 1.1 that I kind of want to show how difficult it was. But that's for later.